Narito na naman ang mainit na balita mula sa mundo ng politika. Nagliyab ang social media matapos kumalat ang balitang umano'y hindi nakapagpigil si President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. at nasapak daw si Speaker Martin Romualdez sa gitna ng isang mainit na pagtatalo. Kasabay nito, lumutang din ng mas controversial na aligasyon tungkol sa isang sinasabing lihim na relasyon na umano'y kinasasangkutan ng First Lady Liz Zatanas Mugs, dahilan upang lalo pang umugong ang diskusyon at spekulasyon online. Ayon sa mga kumakalat na post at anonymous sources, ang umano'y insidente ay nag-ugat sa matinding hindi pagkakaunawaan sa loob ng administrasyon. Gayunpaman, iginit ng mga political analysts na wala pang kahit anong ebidensya o opisyal na ulat na magpapatunay sa pisikal na konfrontasyon o sa mga personal na paratang na binabato laban sa mga sangkot. Sa ngayon, nananatiling tahimik ang Malacanang at ang kampo ni Marcos at Romualdez hinggil sa naturang issue. May mga panawagan mula sa iba't ibang sektor na agad itong linawin ng pamahalaan upang hindi tuluyang masira ang kredibilidad ng mga institusyon at maiwasan ang paglala ng tensyon na dulot ng maling impormasyon. Samantala, patuloy na pinaalalahanan ng publiko na maging mapanuri at responsable sa pagbabahagi ng balita, lalo na kung ito'y may kinalaman sa seryosong paratang laban sa mga opisyal ng gobyerno. Anumang lehitimong isyu o insidente ayon sa mga otoridad ay dapat dumaan sa formal na proseso at opisyal na pahayag upang mapanatili ang katotohanan at kaayusan sa lipunan. At yan nga ang mga balitang ating pagkakatutukan, at kung bago ka pa lamang sa aking channel ay huwag kakalimutang mag-like, share and subscribe para updated ka sa mga bagong balita dito sa Tatak Pinas.
Ano po ba ang mas mabigat na kasalanan? Ang magmiyaw o ang magnakaw? Ano ba ang mas mabigat na kasalanan? Ang mag-video at mag-selfie at mag-post ng pagkadismaya sa gobyerno, ang isang batang congressman? O ang ginawang sistematikong pagnanakaw sa gobyerno? O at pagsimot sa bilyon-bilyong pisong bilyon-bilyong piso sa kaban ng bayan sa pamamagitan ng mga ghost projects? Ang mga posts ni Kong Miao ay mistulang alingaw-ngaw lamang ng saloobin ng nakararaming mga Pilipino. To impose the penalty of suspension is to overturn the sovereign choice of the people. That remedy is reserved only for conduct so reprehensible and destructive of the institution that it overwhelms democratic legitimacy. No such circumstance exists here. Honorable Barsaga's only act was to express his views regarding corruption in government, a matter of public concern central to democratic oversight. Let not the House of Representatives be weaponized against its own members. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, we'd like to recognize the Honorable Congressman Nazal to give his explanation of his vote.
Honorable San Fernando is hereby recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. If we don't believe in freedom of expression for people we despise, we don't believe in it at all. This quote serves as the foundation of this representation's vote. Totoo na maraming nasabi, pinahayag, at ginawa ang kinatawang si Representative Barzaga na hindi aakma sa pamantayang inaasahan sa isang halal na opisyal. But this begs us to question what really is unethical behavior. While I agree that us lawmakers are held to a higher degree of ethics and decorum, such should not work as to stifle free speech and debate. Lawmakers must be free to say what we want, especially on issues involving national importance. Representative Barzaga's actions and words may not fit the usual mold of a traditional lawmaker. But who decides if the mold or what mold is correct? I understand these are difficult questions to answer, and I am unsure if there is any. But one thing I am sure of is that plundering the coffers of government through ghost infrastructure projects is what's unethical. The committee resolution sets a dangerous precedent. Ganito ho ba tayo kabalat sibuyas at allergic sa mga naiibang pananaw? Should our subjective judgments of Representative Barzaga's ethics supplant the will of the electorate? Hayaan natin ang mamamayan ng Dasmariñas ang humatol sa mga ginagawa ni Representative Barzaga. Kung siya ba ay karapat dapat na maging kinatawan nila. My dear colleagues, let us not erode whatever little trust that the public has left for this House at a time where allegations of massive corruption has been plaguing our beloved institution. It is callousness to sanction one of its most vocal critics, however eccentric, uncouth, or unpalatable his mode of delivery may be. Hindi po sa pamamagitan ng aksyong ginawa natin kay Representative Barzaga mababawi ang kredibilidad ng ating institusyon. What we need is to bring the public's trust back in this House, and this representation firmly believe that this move will not help us to move in that direction. Yun lang ho, Mr. Speaker. Marami hong salamat.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize the Honorable
Tatlo na po, hindi po pumayag na masuspende itong si Barzaga.
Bong Suntay.
Honorable Bong Suntay is hereby recognized.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, ang boto ko ay nakaugat sa malinaw at tahasang proteksyon na ibinigay ng konstitusyon. Proteksyon na hindi natin maaaring baliwalain dahil lamang hindi natin nagustuhan ang pananalita ng isang kasapi. Ang boto ko ay nakaangkla sa pinakamamahal na kalayaan na pundasyon ng ating saligang batas. Nakaukit sa Article 3, Section 4 under Freedom of Speech na nagsasaad na no law shall be passed abridging the freedom of speech, of expression, and of the press. Ito ang pundasyon ng lahat ng demokratikong lipunan. Its shield is broad and its protection is deep. It extends even to speech that is sharp, incendiary, or inflammatory. Constitutional protection is not limited to speech that is polite, convenient, or comfortable. This freedom is not ornamental. It is the lifeblood of a democratic discourse. The very air that allows truth to move, compete, and ultimately prevail in the marketplace of ideas. In every Congress, in every era, disagreements, mabigat man o masakit, ay mangyayari. But our duty is not to silence discomfort. Our duty is to allow debate to permit critique and to safeguard the right of each member to speak without fear that dissent itself becomes punishable. Totoo, the circumstances and expressions involved fall short of the quorum expected in this House. Hindi natin kinukonsinti ang pamamaraan o pagkasabi. Hindi natin tinatanggal ang bigat ng responsibilidad sa pagpili ng salita. Ngunit, falling short of decorum does not remove constitutional protection. The speech may be harsh. It may offend sensibilities. It may jar our sense of propriety. But as long as it remains within the realm of expression guarded by the Constitution, this chamber cannot treat protected speech as punishable misconduct. Democracy does not mature through silence or suppression. It goes through robust exchange, matinding banggaan ng pananaw o mga malalamang diskurso ng pag-iisip kung saan ang katotohanan ay siyang huling magtatagumpay. I cast a no vote because imposing sanction here creates a chilling effect. Not only on the member involved, but on all who depend on this chamber as a forum for candor, for courage, and confrontation when needed. Hindi ito ang panahon para paliitin ang espasyo ng pagsasalita. Ito ang panahon para palawakin, palakasin, at pangalagaan ito. Freedom of speech is not defended only when it is easy. It must be defended precisely when it is difficult, when the speech is unwelcome, unpopular, or uncomfortable. That is the true test of our commitment to constitutional principles. Thus, with earnest respect for this institution and with fidelity to the Constitution, I vote no, to uphold our most cherished freedom, to preserve the vibrancy of democratic debate, and to affirm the truth. The truth emerges only when ideas are allowed to contend openly and without fear. Maraming salamat po.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize the Honorable Robert Nazal for his explanation.
Honorable Robert Nazal is hereby recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my esteemed colleagues. While I acknowledge the profound importance of maintaining and enforcing the ethical standards of this House, my vote of no reflects two deeply held convictions. First, although the respondent's conduct was inappropriate, crass, and unbecoming of a member of Congress, I respectfully submit that the proposed 60-day suspension is grossly disproportionate to the offenses alleged. If he has indeed acted beneath the dignity of his office, then by all means, reprimand him, hold him to account. But discipline must always be commensurate to the transgression, and in this case, I believe this august chamber is responding with excessive severity. A reprimand being the initial and least severe action should have been the proper first recourse, especially where the conduct, while objectionable, does not involve corruption, criminality, abuse of authority, or behavior so grave as to render a member unfit for office. Second, voting no does not mean condoning his acts. It is instead a principled affirmation that fairness and due process are indispensable. The resolution before us does not specify the precise acts for which Representative Barzaga is to be sanctioned. Without such clarity, how can he meaningfully defend himself before the entire House? The most basic tenets of due process require that any member must be informed of the specific statements or posts deemed punishable before the harshest penalty, short of expulsion, is imposed. If this House demands accountability, then we must likewise ensure fairness. Otherwise, we undermine the very integrity we claim to protect. Finally, this vote is also my gentle appeal to this chamber to recenter its energy on the people's mandate. At a time when Filipino families struggle with daily concerns such as rising prices, job insecurity, health burdens, educational gaps, our primary duty is to ensure that their material well-being remains the central business of the People's House. Let us not lose sight of the urgent fundamental issues that affect every household we swore to serve. A reprimand would have been a balanced, measured response, one that upholds institutional integrity without diverting the House's focus from the needs of our people. For these reasons, I register my view that a reprimand, not suspension, would have been the appropriate, proportionate, and constitutionally sound response under the circumstances. Thank you.
Majority Leader.
Speaker, I move to suspend session.
Sinuspend po nila pagkatapos silang marinig yung limang kongresista na nag-vote ng no. Pero nasuspindi po si Congressman Barzaga, mga kareaksyon, ng 60 days. Nako, mga kareaksyon. Diba po ito, kailangan natin tumawag ng isang malupit na abogado para makausap at matanong natin kung tama ba ang ginawa ng mga kawatan kay Barzaga, mga kareaksyon.
Gabi sa tanan.
Yes, ko.
Hindi muna po, hindi muna, ito muna. Hindi. Yan.
Well, we just received the news today that Kiko Barzaga was actually suspended by the House plenary kanina sa pagkatapos isumite sa plenaryo ang committee report recommending the suspension of Kiko Barzaga. Well, ano masasabi natin? Surprise, surprise. I mean, even Kiko Barzaga knew that this House majority is gonna suspend him. Eventually nga, pag inulit pa niya, baka bigyan siya naman ng bagong kaso for expulsion. But I think the point na ni-raise dito nila Congressman Marcoleta at saka nila Leviste ay may valid point. Ano? Kung tayo nga ng mga individual ay mayroong karapatan na magpahayag ng ating saloobin bilang bahagi ng ating karapatan ng freedom of expression, ay di lalo na itong mga kongresista, lalo pat ang bawat kanilang binibitawang salita diyan sa halls of Congress are what you call privileged communication. I mean, you could not even be sued for libel for whatever you say in the halls of Congress for as long as it is done in your official capacity as a congressman habang ikaw ay nando sa Kongreso. Kanya nga po yung mga congressman, yung mga senador, ano, para maiwasan yung ma-filean sila ng kasong libelo, ang gagawin yan, magpa-file muna ng resolution or magde-deliver ng privileged speech sa Kongreso. Because the moment that it is delivered in the halls of Congress o nag-file ka muna ng resolution, whatever you say there is privileged communication. Now, if it is privileged communication that cannot be the basis of a criminal charge, why is it now the basis of an administrative charge against Kiko Barsaga? Dahil ba tinawag niya si Pangulong Marcos na magnanakaw, na korap, na siya ang pasimuno ng lahat ng ito? Yun na ba yung kanyang the basis of the ethics complaint against him? Yung kanyang bang kilos, yung kanyang pagmiyaw-miyaw, ito ba ay sapat para ang isang kongresista ay i-dismiss mo? Well, sa Kongreso po, everything is a political decision. It is not based on facts, it is not based on law, pati nga po impeachment, ano? It is not based on evidence. It is based purely on political decision. It is a political question at kung gusto talaga ng mga kongresista, ay magagawa nila. But I think this is where this congressman na nakabilang sa mayorya has underestimated itong si Kiko Barsaga. I think by doing what they did, dahil ginawa nila ito kay Kiko Barsaga, ang political stock, yung popularity ni Kiko Barsaga will just shoot up another notch or few notches higher. Lalo siyang marirecognize sa mga tao sa kanyang paglaban dito sa administrasyon. And they have exposed themselves, itong mga kongresista. Nakita lalo ng mga mamamayan kung ano sila. Pagkatapos ng pagtakpan, yung mga pagkatapos yung magsipagnakaw diyan sa Kongreso, ngayon ay pinagtatakpan ninyo yung nakawan at ngayon parurusahan ninyo yung nagsasalita laban doon sa nakawan. So everything is being done, lahat ay ginagawa nitong Kongreso na ito to make sure na ang mga magnanakaw at yung mga ninakaw nila ay napoproteksyonan. In-expose lang nila yung sarili nila sa sambayan ng Pilipino na itong Kongreso na to ay wala talaga tayong aasahan. Mula noon pa hanggang sa kasalukuyan, this is all about their political interests, financial interests. This is all but ang terminolohiya po dito noon ng panahon ni Marcos, nakakatuwa, no? Nung inabolish niya yung Kongreso after declaration of martial law. Alam niyo kung anong tawag ni Ferdinand Marcos sa Kongreso nun to justify yung pag-abolish niya dito? Sabi niya, the Congress is just a gathering ground of political demagoguery. I-google nyo na lang kung anong ibig sabihin nun. But whatever it is that he was saying at that time, yung Ferdinand Marcos Sr., this is exactly what Congress is today. Kung ano ito nung panahon ni Marcos, kaya niya dinisolve ang Kongreso, ito na uli ngayon ang Kongreso sa panahon ng kanyang anak. Pero hindi niya i-dissolve yung Kongreso kasi it is working to his advantage. Kaya kay Congressman Kiko Barsaga, I think he is a lot smarter than what you think he is. Congratulations sa'yo. Bagamat ikaw ay suspendido, tingin ko you have accomplished the things that you wanted to accomplish. You have baited this congressman and they took the bait, hook, line, and sinker. And there will be more to come dito sa sarsuela na ito na meron sa Kongreso. But I think Kiko Barsaga has just hastened o pinabilis niya ang mga politikal na kaganapan sa ating bansa sa pangyayari na ito. At tayong lahat patuloy tayong magbabantay, patuloy tayong magmamasid, patuloy tayong mag-aaral. Pagkat tunay na mahirap makialam ang tao.
Tao walang alam.
God bless you, God bless us all. Mabuhay ang Republika
ng Pilipinas. Kumagat mga kareaksyon. In short, kumagat. Kumagat ang mga buhaya sa paing ng isang Kiko Barsaga.
Gabi sa tanan.
Yes, Kong. 5 po kayo na bumoto ng no para po ipasuspende si Congressman Barsaga. Bakit po no ang inyong boto, Congressman?
Unang-una, binigay lang sa amin yung committee report sa hapon at si Congressman Barzaga lang ang kasama sa report ng Ethics Committee. Alam naman po natin napakaraming ibang mga kongresista sangkot ngayon sa mga maanomalyang mga proyekto sa DPWH. At actually, nabanggit ko sa aking explanation of vote, nakakahiya na maging miyembro ng Kongreso na mas inuuna pa natin ang Ethics Committee hearing tungkol sa mga social media posts kaysa sa pagpapanagot sa korupsyon sa gobyerno.
Pero napansin namin, Kong, na for the longest time, parang ngayon lang dumami ang tao sa plenary.
Kaya nga po ako din na lungkot dahil sa karaniwang araw sa Kongreso, kokonti lang ang attendance. Pero dahil ang requirement para masuspindi ang isang miyembro ay 2/3 of all members voting, dapat pina-attend talaga ng Kongreso ang mga miyembro. Kaya since the approval of the budget on October 13, ngayong araw ang pinakamataas ang attendance sa Kongreso na nagsasalamin na tila napaka-importante na masuspendi si Congressman Barzaga, which shows, I think, misprioritization of the current Congress.
Opo, Kong, kasama po ba si Congressman Barzaga doon sa mga nakikita, naririnig po ninyo na posibleng ipatawag, paimbestigahan, kaugnay po sa issue ng pagnanakaw ng pera ng bayan sa flood control projects?
Apong aligasyon tungkol sa korupsyon dito. Kaya ang sinasabi ko kanina, dapat yung mga kasamahan natin na hindi lang nagkakataon na sangkot sa korupsyon, pero mismo sa Kongreso, ang pinag-uusapan ay paano makabili ng budget, paano lutuin mga bidding, nag-aalok ng mga insertions sa kanilang mga distrito. Dapat yung mga kasamahan natin na mga yon ang inuuna ng Ethics Committee at hindi po ang mga katulad ni Congressman Barzaga na hindi naman po tungkol sa korupsyon, kung hindi lang mga social media posts ang akusasyon. Ang isa sa mga nabanggit ko kanina nga ay isang kasamahan ko mula sa Batangas na meron nga tayong mga inilabas na ebidensya na bumili ng pondo sa DPWH pati na rin po sa Kongreso at andun siya kanina sa floor para bumoto para isuspendi si Congressman Barzaga. Kaya very ironic sa akin na sila pa na may allegations of corruption.
Si Garjola po yan, si Garjola. Nagpapa-selfie siya kanina, inisnap siya ni Garjola. O takot si Garjola dyan, kaya no, sa Batang Libiste.
Ang bumoto pa para isuspindi si Congressman Barzaga.
Opo, Kong, ano pong masasabi niyo doon sa grounds ng Ethics Committee, quote-unquote, disorderly behavior daw ang pinapakita ni Congressman Barzaga? Sir.
I think it's the first time that something like this was decided by the House. Medyo unprecedented din siya at baka magiging precedent din na pag meron sinasabi ang isang miyembro na hindi sang-ayon sa gusto ng mayorya, pwede na nilang gamitin yan bilang basehan na isuspinde sila.
Opo, anong tingin nyo dito, Kong? Ito ba'y magbibigay ng